The good news is GTA 6 looks incredible. The bad news, it's been delayed to May 2026, and I assume die-hard GTA fans are being perfectly reasonable about it. Let me just fire up the subreddit. Oh my. But don't forget, Rockstar are all too familiar with public outrage. They've been winding up politicians, provoking anti-gaming activists, and generally upsetting boomers since day one. To that end, here are 7 times GTA pissed people off harder than the delay to GTA 6. And beware spoilers for, guess what? A whole bunch of GTA games.
Hey there.
Hey, lady.
I'm hungry. Let's eat.
No problem if that's what you want.
GTA San Andreas was a hugely expansive game that pushed the boundaries for the PS2 era, while infamously pushing us to the brink of insanity over a bike mission where all we had to do was follow the damn train.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
In that case, why don't you drive, Big Smoke? But San Andreas became notorious for another reason, the controversial hot coffee mod. During the game, protagonist CJ can take a few lucky ladies out on dates, which might involve going to a restaurant, dancing the night away at a club, or performing drive-bys.
We should go do a drive-by.
Let's do it.
Romance isn't dead, but that guy is. After a string of successful dates, your smitten girlfriend will invite you in for some coffee.
How about a little coffee?
At which point the camera remains outside while enthusiastic moaning sounds can be heard from Carl and his presumably very caffeinated girlfriend. That must be some damn good coffee. Little did players know that Rockstar had originally created a sexually explicit minigame for this very moment. That minigame was cut from the game's final release, but not removed from the game's files. And they would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling modders. In 2005, modder Patrick Wildenborg unearthed Rockstar's dirty laundry and released these playable sex scenes as a mod called Hot Coffee, and the world's media, to put it mildly, lost their minds. The existence of this crude content became an international news story, receiving intense backlash from the public, provoking legal action, and igniting the wrath of pundits and politicians alike.
Representatives that the Federal Trade Commission should investigate the publication of the video game Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Hey, don't let the vibe fool you. They are wrathful, all right. The game's publisher, Take-Two Interactive, faced multiple lawsuits, one of which came from the city of Los Angeles. Way to go, Rockstar, you managed to piss off the whole of LA. To make matters worse, the company released a dubious statement suggesting the hot coffee content was created by PC hackers only for PlayStation 2 cheating devices, to highlight that the saucy scenes were, in fact, built into the console versions all along. Awkward. The game was pulled from shelves by some retailers, and the US content rating was forcibly altered from mature to adults only. US Senator Hillary Clinton even launched an investigation to see if Rockstar had intentionally deceived the classification board to avoid a higher rating. The hot coffee code, which we remind you couldn't be accessed by normal players, was omitted altogether from future console releases of San Andreas. All in all, the spillage of hot coffee is estimated to have cost Take-Two Interactive around $24 million. We also need justice for the number of people, surely, who misread the situation entirely and thought the hot coffee minigame was some kind of cute barista moment. Like, they might get to make nice latte art instead of, well, you know.
Mr. Bellick, welcome. I'll just see if Mr. Goldberg is available. Mr. Goldberg, Mr. Bellick has arrived for his interview.
Okay, great. Tell him to come through to my office.
Former US Attorney Jack Thompson has built his career around condemning video games, or as he calls them, murder simulators. Sounds like someone's been playing The Sims. Despite taking legal potshots at everything from Doom to Counter-Strike, the infamous anti-video game activist has had a major beef with the GTA franchise since 2003, blaming it for inciting violence in impressionable minors. His multiple attempts to blame the series for real-world crimes have never really landed, but in 2007, Take-Two filed a lawsuit to prohibit Thompson from trying to block the sales of Grand Theft Auto 4. But Thompson didn't back down, and when the game was released in 2008, he called it the gravest assault upon children in this country since polio. Okay, so I'm not a parent, but if I was, I'm pretty sure I'd rather my kid had GTA 4 than polio. Speaking of parents, Thompson also reportedly sent a letter to the mother of Take-Two boss Strauss Zelnick via attorney, which said, "The pornography and violence that your son traffics in is the kind of stuff that most mothers would be ashamed to see their son putting into the hands of other mothers' children." He concludes with, "Happy Mother's Day, Mrs. Zelnick, which this year is May the 11th, 2 weeks after your son unleashes and violence upon other mothers' boys. I'm sure you're very proud." I'd say, Jack Thompson, are you okay? But clearly you're not. Thompson was disbarred from practicing law that same year due to misconduct, which was embarrassing for him, but not more embarrassing than being lampooned in GTA 4 itself, where there is a mission in which protagonist Nico Bellic is ordered to kill a lawyer who just so happens to blurt out Thompson's famous catchphrase.
"Guns don't kill people, video games do."
5 years later, in 2013, Thompson was still refusing to let his GTA vendetta go, emailing Lance Leibel from website GameZone to express his hatred for, you guessed it, GTA 5.
"Thought you said you wasn't gonna hit me."
Yes, this was back when a GTA game took only 5 years to make. When Lance Leibel responded by offering Thompson the chance to come on the site and explain his rationale, Thompson declined, saying that gamers were too brain impaired to get it. Yikes. Wonder what he'll make of GTA 6. Only 11 months to wait now.
Welcome to the Diamond. Feel free to come in and have a good time. And of course, members get access to all the facilities.
Very good, Vincent. Very good. You managed not to frighten them away this time. Wonderful. We are making progress. Right this way, ma'am. Welcome. Welcome to the Diamond Casino, Spa, and Resort. We are finally open for business.
In 2019, Rockstar saw the sensational controversies in the games industry surrounding loot boxes and microtransactions and got serious FOMO. Hold my beer, they said, adding the Diamond Casino and Resort update to GTA Online, which gave players a huge in-game casino where chips can be purchased with real-world money. Since 2013, players have always been able to spend real money on shark cards loaded with in-game currency to exchange for cars, weapons, and cosmetics. But now, for the first time in the Diamond Casino, players could realistically squander their life savings on virtual vice, gambling away their in-game currency to gain nothing in return.
That was an intergalactic ass whooping! God damn it!
Apart from maybe a gambling addiction. This gave a lot of fans the ick, as it's pretty irresponsible of Rockstar to let players blow real money and expose them to gambling, particularly teens, with whom the game is immensely popular.
On 35.
And in over 50 countries where this kind of gambling is banned, GTA Online casino games are blocked, leaving many players irritated that they couldn't access parts of the new update at all. This unregulated online gambling taking place within a video game free from normal gambling oversight provoked widespread concern, with coverage in mainstream media. In a BBC article, British streamer Broey1322 was reported as saying, "They've done it, I can't believe they've done it." And I thought the worst thing about GTA Online was the other players.
The size of the map is always a hot topic, but real ones know the most exciting thing about any new GTA game is what's on the radio. Unfortunately, GTA's bangin' playlists can also land them in hot water, as was the case when Daz Dillinger, former member of hip-hop duo The Dog Pound, claimed that Rockstar used 2 of his tracks in GTA 5 without his permission. The American rapper said the company offered him an offensively low offer of $4,271 to use both Seawalk and Nothing But the Cavi hit in the game. If this offering of $4,271 is accurate, it's not only a low sum for a series worth $10 billion, it's also comically specific. Is the extra $1 supposed to be a tip? After allegedly turning the offer down, Daz was understandably very hacked off when both songs turned up in the game anyway, because Rockstar gonna Rockstar, I guess. After issuing the company with a cease and desist letter, which I'm sure is proudly on Rockstar's fridge along with multiple others, the artist insisted that he wanted Rockstar to make him a better offer or recall and destroy all unsold copies of GTA 5. That's if there were any unsold copies of GTA 5 in 2013, which, if memory serves, there were not. Admittedly, this was a pretty bad look for Rockstar, especially given how important music is to Grand Theft Auto. At the same time, somehow there were no complaints at all about the inclusion of OG Loke's music in GTA San Andreas.
Hey yo, when I come through up in the place, you don't want me to come with a gun in your face. I spit it hotter than anybody in the world could do.
That like sucks! Damn!
I'll be suing for damages. To my ears.
We need to get home. Quick!
Are you throwing up, Roman?
I'll throw up on you if you give me any more lip envy.
Grand Theft Auto has always been synonymous with driving erratically, unless you're one of those incredibly unhinged people who actually obeys the traffic laws. Psychopath behaviour. But while hooning around, crashing into everything from mailboxes to lampposts is a series staple, a few concerned citizens were understandably outraged to discover that GTA 4 protagonist Nico Bellic can get behind the wheel after a few too many margs.
Man, stop that, I'm going to puke!
This was the first time Rockstar had let players drive while intoxicated, and it didn't escape the attention of organisation Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or MAD for short. And yes, they certainly were. MAD called for a stricter rating on the game and even called for Rockstar to halt distribution of the game altogether out of a sense of social responsibility, saying, "Drunk driving is not a game and it is not a joke. Drunk driving is a choice, a violent crime, and it is also 100% preventable." Hit with this undeniably sound logic, Rockstar actually responded, saying, "We have a great deal of respect for MAD's mission, but we believe the mature audience for GTA 4 is more than sophisticated enough to understand the game's content. And when Nico does get hammered on a night out with his bad influence of a cousin,
we should go out together, open a bottle of vodka and drink it all like we did in old country."
Nico does at least encourage the player not to let him drive them home while totally off his face.
If you drink and drive, Nico, you're a bloody idiot.
You think? The cops will also pursue you if they catch you driving under the influence, and if you think, nah, no one will notice, you're totally delulu, because trying to steer an in-game vehicle while drunk is like, well, like being drunk and trying to steer a vehicle.
You drive like you're drunk!
Next time, just get a cab. Then you won't have to listen to Roman holding forth on his favourite subject all the way home.
Did you see those titties in there?
And if you stumble out of a bar at any point in the game, there'll usually be a yellow taxi around to pick you up.
I'm an alpha male. I'm at the top of the tree.
Never going out with Roman again.
Tortures for the torturer, or the guy giving the order to the torturer. You torture for the good times. We should all admit that. It's useless as a means of getting information.
I'm feeling lightheaded.
Sometimes you torture for the torturee, but only if they're prepared to pay.
The most recent entry in the GTA series is a massive game that introduces such esteemed hobbies as scuba diving, base jumping, and passing out on a train track.
Oh, Trevor, when will you learn?
Trevor, have you tried needlepoint? Each consecutive entry in the GTA series has consistently pushed the boundaries when it comes to mature content. But GTA 5 ended up giving us arguably the most controversial moment since the hot coffee scandal, which is to say, the notorious torture scene.
Hey, is all this, huh?
I think it's a good time, buddy. You know, go for a drive.
As Trevor implies, this one really isn't for the faint-hearted, so feel free to give it a skip and meet us at entry number 7 on this list for some light-hearted penis jokes. Yay! Still here? Okay. The infamous scene begins with player characters Michael and Trevor in a shady warehouse being introduced to Ferdinand Kerimov, a home cinema technician with alleged ties to a supposed terrorist network.
This is Michael, and this is Trevor.
No.
Corrupt federal agent and gigantic douchebag Steve Haynes orders Trevor to forcibly extract information from Kerimov regarding his affiliations, which Trevor is well up for, being more unhinged than a smashed-in door.
Sparky, Sparky!
Not the jumpers!
The control then shifts to the player, who is able to choose which instrument of torture they use, from administering electric shocks with a car battery to literally pulling teeth.
Well, you ain't gonna be chewing steak anytime soon.
I just wanna get out of here!
And if Mr. K is pushed too far, you'll need to kickstart his heart with an adrenaline shot before you repeat the harrowing process all over again, all while he begs for his life and pleads to return to his family.
Rise and shine! I'm still here.
Seriously, Trevor, needlepoint. This interactive torture sequence outraged many human rights groups like Amnesty International and Freedom from Torture, alongside political figures and shocked fans who felt this twisted scenario was totally unnecessary and way too far, even for GTA. At least in Hot Coffee, both the characters were having a good time. Just days after the game's release, Freedom from Torture's chief executive said Rockstar had crossed a line by effectively forcing people to take on the role of a torturer. And while some will label GTA's use of gratuitous violence as a form of satire, many angry fans felt this moment totally missed the mark, calling it brutal and excessive and f***ed up, and saying if they'd known GTA 5 had a torture scene, they wouldn't have bought this game. So, if there's any tooth removal in the next game, it better be by a qualified orthodontist.
Well, now that you mention it, I'm starting to feel a little queasy.
Don't be pathetic. And no secrets here, pal. Now listen, I'm in a bit of a bother, sport.
Well, I think they could fix that with surgery these days, you know?
Can we stop with the jokes?
The Lost and Damned was the first of the 2 DLC packs for GTA 4, but it was the only one where you could see a gentleman's area. This meaty narrative expansion follows Johnny Klebitz, vice president of motorcycle club The Lost MC. In an early game mission, Johnny pays a visit to corrupt Congressman Tom Stubs, in a scene that put a cat among the proverbial pigeons.
But I'm supposed to see Tom Stubs, and well, he said to meet him here.
We discover Mr. Stubbs scantily clad on a massage table. A bit unprofessional for our first business meeting, but at least he has a modest towel.
See you tomorrow.
Tom Stubs, how do you do?
Must maintain eye contact. Stubbs is perfectly happy to continue schmoozing in his birthday suit, but the game's tasteful framing ensures that we never go eye to eye with his private parts. Whoa, that was a bit too close. And of course, poor old Johnny spends the whole scene trying not to stare at the exposed junk of his new associate. Will this take long? Will this meeting take long? As the scene plays out, Rockstar cleverly flirts with the idea that we're always just a few pixels away from seeing this dude's fully exposed wang, until finally, just when we're relaxing into this playful joke...
Trust me.
Oh, Christ! You could put someone's eye out with that. Yep, it was Stubbs' phallic jump scare that caused a lot of viewers to recoil in horror and cry, "Won't somebody think of the children?" Even though the crude scene is intended to be comedic and not at all sexual, it is still very much full frontal nudity, despite the game having an age rating which ought to have kept children from seeing the whole butcher's shop, as it were. Parents group Common Sense Media issued a stern public warning to parents who might have still considered downloading The Lost and Damned for their little angel. The Lost and Damned is laden with mature content and should be kept away, far away, from children. No arguments there. I'm sick of them murdering me in GTA Online.
So those are the times that GTA pissed people off more than the delay to GTA 6, which is still a while away, still basically an entire year. Ugh. But one thing you won't have to wait an entire year for is more videos from us and Outside Xbox. You can click on some links here, you can subscribe and never miss them. When GTA 6 finally comes out, if you're subscribed, you'll see the videos from us about it. That's great. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, and you can support us even further by checking out our Patreon, and you can join the Discord, and it's really fun. We can all complain about GTA 6 delays there as well. In the meantime, we'll see you in the next video, and take care.